A few days ago, Types posted this spot right here, nice and relaxed, with a really simple setup using the first classic hair rig right here on Giblecarp, Crucian carp, and Tench. No ground bait mix, nothing at all. Just super simple. And I've been testing it here for a little while now too. And yeah, the first bites are coming in, and even the first bigger ones are showing up. The first bigger fish. I actually tried this here yesterday already using a pop-up rig, and right away, some clearly bigger common carp took the bait. I was honestly a bit surprised. I had to get into the fight with that fine light setup, and now I'm testing the whole thing again, this time with the classic hair rig. So we're just taking a good look at all the basics here. This is ideal for players who haven't really leveled up their bait mix skills yet, or who aren't that far into bottom fishing, but at least far enough to have unlocked the classic hair rig in bottom fishing. So if you've already done a few hours of bottom fishing, you can continue with this here. Keep testing and earn more percentages, earn silver, and of course also keep gaining XP in general. The classic hair rig, by the way, is one of the setups you should definitely level up if you want to do any kind of bottom fishing. So, classic hair rig and later pop-up rig. With those two rigs, you're good at most waters, at most spots. Everything else is just nice to have. Later, you'll also want to level up the loop rig, also one of the essential rigs that let you use normal natural baits like potato or all the dough baits. So what that means for you as a bottom angler is you'll want to put 5 points into the stationary reel, and then you'll need a little time before you unlock the classic hair rig. And in the meantime, while you're leveling and skilling, you've also got time to put 5 points into bait mix preparation. That's also important, so you can make higher quality feed. Yeah, so that's how things are looking right now. I've been experimenting a bit here with different baits, different boilies, and the rig setup or skill build that seems to work well is this combination here. Coconut cream and coconut cream as a combo. Double pellets, so pellets set twice. We'll take a look at it again in detail. Let me just pull out the rod here. Right, up here we set the classic hair rig, that's important. Then with the classic hair rig, we go down to the bait combo. You can also just use pellets, that works too. Or a single boilie. I've tried that too. If you want to go with just boilie, you can do that too. For example, you can use the cream boilie. And then sweet cream soluble, also an option. Those are dissolvable boilies. They give off extra attraction. Especially if you're not using a ground bait mix, they can be really effective. And then either combine with coconut dip or cream dip. Otherwise, you can also just use a single pellet. But if you want to go for slightly bigger fish, you switch to double pellet, 14 and 14. You might get a bit less bite frequency, but in return, you'll land the bigger fish. And then you just set up here in front, or you just stand right here and do a relaxed cast. That's always an option. If the boat gets on your nerves, just move to the side. That works too. Then just pull those things out. Let's have a quick look at what we've got. The next tench. Yep, another small tench. Here, by the way, I'm using the combo with just one pellet and cream. That works too. And yeah, as I said, with pop-up rig, just with corn, that also works. So just corn with cream or coconut cream, that works at this spot too. But if you really want to make the most of the spot, you'll want to use a bait mix, and we'll take a look at that now. Well, first, let's land this fish. Just cast out, and already it's on. All right, come over here. Yeah, 2 kilograms tench. That one really puts up a fight on a beginner setup. You really get into a bit of a battle there. Right, back out with the rig. And now, let's take a look. If you've leveled bait mix preparation up to level 5, you can already use the most important ingredients for fishing for tench, for example. If you haven't done that yet, then you haven't unlocked cornmeal as a base or hemp oil. That's also included in the original recipe. Or corn, which you can also use. So from level 5, you can make the original Tench mix. To do that, just press the N key, go to bait mix, scroll down a bit, and here it is. So, Tench bait mix, nothing special, and it still attracts the tench. With hemp oil as the base, with breadcrumbs, with corn, so that's definitely worth it just to attract tench. And if we mix it ourselves without using the template, we also have the option to use exactly the same ingredients, exactly the same. But we also have 3 slots free. And with 3 free slots, we can add more components. For example, more corn. And because we're using cream and coconut cream, we can also add more components that match that. The question is always, how far are you with your skills? What can your mix already handle? You could also throw in maggots, for example. Maggots often work really well when fishing for tench. And later, if you're already able, you could also crush a boilie. Crushed boilie, ideally a soluble one. That dissolves even better. That way you'll get a really good cream component in the mix. Or you can just use feed pellets. Important, only use feed pellets of one version. So for example, we could use sweet cream once and then feed pellets with coconut and cream. So 2 different feed pellets in the mix. Don't add 3 from the same version. It's not worth it. That only counts as one version of feed pellets. So you'd be wasting 2 slots. And with this combo here, I think this is a really good combination for this spot. Tench, coconut, and cream, that's the combo. I'm making the mix now, and we'll see if the bait mix works. But we're already seeing it, and there are a lot of posts on Discord already. Some people have already caught really nice trophies here, even without using a bait mix. So it does work without one. But still, using a bait mix helps you fish better, because every time we use a bait mix, we're influencing the spot. That means we're increasing the population of some fish species while others become less frequent, and that's what we do with bait mix. So tench, coconut, and cream. Now the bait mix is ready, and out it goes. I've got the line clip set at around 9 to 10 meters on the rods, so I'm casting at around 50% distance. That seems to work well. At the beginning, just throw in about 10 bait balls, that's enough. And then every 12 hours or so, you can maybe add 3 or 4 more, but you don't need a ton. If you have about 200 grams of bait mix in the water over the course of 24 hours, that's more than enough. And off we go. It really works. Sometimes it takes a little while to kick in, but then it gets going again. So yeah, this is the spot. Just go there, try it out and see. As I said, on Discord there are more and more reports of trophies. Crucian carp. Here comes the next one. Crucian carp trophy, over 2 kilograms. Tench trophies are being caught regularly here. And like I said, using the bait combo with double coconut cream pellet and coconut nectar. And most people here, they're not even using bait mix. They're just trying their luck with tench and crucian. So head over to the spot, test, play around with the bait a little. And if you can't even use these boilies yet, just come here with maggots or with worms, like the dung worm, for example. That can also work really well. If this helped you, leave a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, really helps me out. And then I'll see you in the next video. Until then, tight lines.